Namaste teachers, this is Vinayak sir. In this video, I am going to discuss the question pattern syllabus of Karnataka Teachers Eligibility Test, so that is KTET. In this KTET paper, they used to give total 150 MCQ questions, and each MCQ question will comes with 4 options, and there is no negative mark for wrong answers. As you all know, this Karnataka Teachers Eligibility Test has 2 papers. Paper 1 is for the teachers who wanted to teach for the grade 1 to grade 5, and paper 2 for the teachers who would like to teach for the or to wants to qualify for the TGT, that is grade 6 to grade 8. In this video I am going to discuss about the syllabus of the paper 1, that is for the class 1 to class 5 teachers. In the upcoming video I will discuss the syllabus of the TGT teachers, that is of paper 2, so that I will make a separate video on that. So let's discuss the timing and all for the paper 1 as well as paper 2. So paper 1 will be, the date of the paper 1 will be 3rd of the September. Time of paper 1 is 9:30 to 12. On same day from 2 to 4:30 there will be a paper 2 will be conducted. Both the papers has a same time limit, that is 2 hours 30 minutes, and here also you will get 2 hours 30 minutes. Now we will discuss the paper 1 sections. In the paper 1 we will get total 5 sections. First section will be of language 1, second will be language 2, third will be pedagogy or teaching methodologies, fourth one is maths, fifth one is EVS. Each section or each subjects will come with 30 questions. So altogether you will get 150 questions. Now I am going to show you the exact syllabus of this all the 5 sections. Let's discuss about the language 1. Language 1 you can opt it as a Kannada or English. Just imagine that you have selected a language 1 as a Kannada. In that Kannada you will get a language comprehension, reading unseen passages. Answering the question based on the given unseen passage. The passage may be a prose, drama or poetry. Next is that relating to the language 1, you will get the pedagogy of a language development. In that pedagogy of a language development, you have to understand learning acquisition, principles of a language teaching, role of a listening and speaking, function of language and how children use it as a tool, critical perspective on the role of a grammar in learning languages for communicating ideas verbally and in written form, as well as challenges of teaching language in diverse classroom. Language skills, teaching learning materials, textbook, multimedia materials, multilingual resources of classroom and remedial teaching. This pedagogy of language development will cover this all the concept. What are the teaching materials we are to use to teach the languages, or role of a grammar in that, communication based ideas verbally or written format. Along with that, how we will use textbook or multimedia materials, and what are the types of multimedia materials and all. Such type of questions related to the language you will get it in language 1. Similarly, in paper 2, you will get a comprehension, reading unseen passages, two passages. One will be a prose or drama, and one poem compulsory you will get it. That will be based on the comprehension, inference, grammar, and verbal ability. They will ask it based on the pose. Prose passage may be literary, scientific, narrative, or the discursive. Second subtopic will be in the language 2, you will get pedagogy of a language development. In that pedagogy of a language development, learning and acquisition, principles of a language teaching, role of a listening and speaking, function of language and how children use it as a tool, critical perspective on the role of a grammar in learning language for a communicating ideas, vocabulary, and in written form, challenges of a teaching languages in the diverse classroom, language difficulties, errors, disorders, language skills, evaluating language comprehension and proficiency, speaking, listening, reading, writing, teaching, learning materials, textbook, multimedia material, multilingual resources of the classroom, and remedial teaching. How you will get the paper 1? Same way, here also you have to go through the principles of a language teaching, role of a listening speaking, as well as writing skills. You have to work on that. Along with that, the teaching materials, we are going to use the language teaching. That all the content based questions, you will get it in the language 2. After completion of language 1 and 2, we will get a third section, that is child development and pedagogy. In this child development and pedagogy, we have to cover the subtopics based on the child development. In this chapter of a child development, we have to go through the concept of a development and its relationship with learning, principles of development of a children, influence of heredity environment, socialization process, social world and children, teacher, parent and peers, Piaget, Kolsberg, Vygotsky, structure and critical perspectives, concept of children centered and progressive education, critical perspective of the construct of intelligence, multidimensional intelligence, language and thought, gender as a social construct, gender role, gender bias, educational practice, individual differences among the learners, understanding differences based on the diversity of language, caste, gender, community, region, etc. Distinction between the assessment for learning and assessment of learning. Distinction between assessment for learning and assessment of learning. School based assessment, continuous and comprehensive evaluation, perspective and practice, formulating appropriate questions for assessing readiness levels of learners, for enhancing learning and critical thinking in the classroom, and for assessing learner achievement. After this, you will get the second subtopic, that is a concept of inclusive education. In this inclusive education, you have to go through the concept of inclusive education, meaning understanding children with special needs, addressing learners from diverse backgrounds, including the disadvantaged and deprived, addressing the needs of a children with learning difficulties, impairment, etc., addressing the talented, creative, specially abled learners. Third subtopic will be learning and pedagogy. How children think and learn, how and why children fail to achieve the success in school performance, basic process of teaching and learning, children's strategies of learning, learning as a social activity, social content of learning, children as a problem solver and a scientific investigator, alternative alternative conceptions of learning in children, alternative conceptions of learning in children, understanding children's error and significant steps in learning process, cognition and emotions, motivation and learning, factors contributing to learning, personal environment. So these are the three subtopics we used to get in the section of pedagogy. So those three sections you have to practice. Those three chapters you have to read based on this given syllabus. So these are the three subtopics we have to go through. One is child development, another one is a concept of inclusive education, learning and pedagogy. Here is the fourth section, that is mathematics. In this mathematics, you will get the questions based on the shapes and spatial understanding, solids around us, numbers, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, measurement, weight, time, volume, data handling, patterns, money, ratio and proportion, and fractions. Relating to the mathematics, we will get 10 questions as pedagogical issues, nature of mathematics, logical thinking, understanding children's thinking, reasoning, patterns, strategies of making meaning and learning, place of a mathematics in curriculum, language of a mathematics, community mathematics, evaluation through the formula informal methods, problems of teaching, error analyzing, related aspects of learning, teaching, diagnostic and remedial teaching. So this is all about the fourth section, mathematics. After mathematics, we have the last section, that is of after the fourth we'll get the fifth and the last section of the paper one, that is environmental studies. In this environmental studies, we have to study about the family and friends, relationship, work and play, animals, plants, food, shelter, water, travel, things we make and do. After that, relating to the EVS, you will get pedagogy questions. Those are concept and scope of EVS, significance of EVS, integrated EVS, environmental studies and environmental education, learning principles, scope, relation to the science and social science, approaches of presenting the concepts, activities, experimentation, practical work, discussion, CCE, teaching material aids, and problems regarding teaching of the EVS. So this is the brief and complete syllabus of the KRTET, that is Karnataka Teachers Eligibility Test. So I hope that I have provided the full information about the 5 sections of the paper 1. In the upcoming video, I am going to give you the brief information about that paper 2. So thank you for watching the video. Please do subscribe and share.